The perfect stranger.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think about us.
this is Mr. Kim singing that he can't stop loving. And just let it be applied to you, because that's whom he's talking to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a two-part video. We're going to do a little bit of conversation about SATCOM, and then we're going to do a little bit of conversation about the reality of just simply getting it or not getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been a lot of things going on. I got to bring Kim back up for just a second. I got to minimize him down here. And so let's talk about the reality of what people aren't getting and what people are getting.
Oh, what mighty big teeth you have, Grandma!
Okay, sorry about that. The first thing is first. I just did this video, finally proof that the government engages in commercial business. But you'll see in the top here is the SATCOM symbol. That's only because I also help with the producing of the videos for SATCOM. And so I have to physically go in the system. So now you're seeing eyes free, but in this video, there's no eyes free. There's SATCOM in the top corner. So what's going to happen is you'll be seeing us jumping back and forth because we've gotten a lot of you were subscribers to the SATCOM channel. Hold on. There is no SATCOM 911 anymore. It's just SATCOM. Okay? And we're not doing the SATCOM. See, SATCOM 911, you know, I didn't know that there was a SATCOM 911. I didn't know it was still there because they took it down. So, interesting. Let's click on this and see where it takes us. Because they took them down. Blocked our access to them. So I guess, you know, YouTube keeps them up there, but they don't let us know. Okay? But there is a new SATCOM channel. Interesting. So we'll be loading videos up on this channel and the other. Now I got to get access. No, this is the one I can't get access to. They won't let me have access. They blocked this from having access. That's why you only see 4 videos. So apologize to you all for that inconvenience. Okay, we're looking for the new SATCOM channels, and the fact that they're not here, it is amazing because it doesn't make any sense. Because the channels are actually called SATCOM. They're not EON, they're SATCOM. And so I don't see it. Nope, I don't see it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see the channels, but the channels are up. And so why Google is not showing them, let's try SITCOM. But the channels will be up. You all will know about those channels. See, the unique thing about it is none of these are SITCOM. So give me a second so I can prove to y'all that the channel is up. And we're just going to have to advertise it again so it'll be at the top of the list. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, as we said, the channel is here, the channel is up. The only problem is there's no content as of yet. You guys will be notified when there's content, and we'll be putting SATCOM's videos only up on the channel and on the website. We will be allowing other content to be placed here. We're still working on a newsletter. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys only knew how perfect newsletters have to be and how we have to watch words and we have to make sure that everything in it, there's no plagiarism, it's a lot of work. So just thought we'd give you that information. Like we said, we're going to talk about 2 different things. So one, we wanted to talk about SATCOM. We will be doing a video to update all of you on SATCOM and the things that are offered at SATCOM. Let's, as a matter of fact, not here. Oh, by the way, I just went and I watched this. This guy, his name is, what is it, Rock World 1, and he deserves millions of views. Okay, this junk was hilarious until they started cursing. Okay, I did not know, but they do a lot of prodigies. I said G, like prodigy, like the late artist Prodigy, but it's Prodigy. Okay, hold on. Gotta stop it, because I don't want them cursing on my television screen. But old cartoon themes versus new cartoon themes. The Black Avengers 2, ladies and gentlemen, their parody, that's right, I said parody. Their parody on these things is hilarious, but he curses. So I'm not promoting them. I didn't even know he existed. Okay? Okay, just want to let you know, I actually found it somewhat entertaining until he started just, but again, that was while I was on hold. He says, new versus themes video, laugh out loud. I already know we've been gone forever, but I can't fix that. Very good, sir. Letting people know that you can't change the fact that you weren't around, and you can't go and correct the past. I give you credit for that. All right, let's get back to reality. It's all about, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk, and what we need to talk about is the current affairs. As we said, we put this video up here and we used the SATCOMM theme, and it's been about an hour since I last talked with you guys. I went and ate some salmon burgers with some sauteed onions. Not supposed to be eating sauteed onions, by the way. That stuff, sauteed onions, me and onions, I don't get along with onions anymore. It literally causes me internal bleeding. But I just have to have me some sauteed onions. Anyway, salt and steak, sauteed onions, and peas, corn, carrot, string beans, all sauteed, along with the salmon burgers. That stuff was off the chisane. Sorry, that's why it's been about an hour, because I enjoyed my meal, and that was only part of the meal. See, I don't eat everything at one time. Can't stand that. So I divide my dinner up in half. So when I cook my meal, I divide it in half, and then I eat part of it now and part of it later. Don't do it all the time, but I have a headache today. And so I want to make sure that I don't continue to have a worse headache later. Okay, or so that if I'm hungry later, there's no reason for me to be hungry later when I can take care of all that now. All right, get that out of the way. That's the whole point. Get all of that out of the way. Now, there's some information that I wanted to give you guys. This is where we talk about the obvious stuff. In this particular video, I pointed out something that all of you should have known. Something that I've been shouting and screaming and yelling, and for years I've been yelling this stuff at you guys. That anytime the government engages in commercial business activities, and we're going to stop at about 12 minutes, we're not going to go much further, but anytime the government engages in commercial business, ladies and gentlemen, they trade cases on the stock market. See, this should be opening up on the same page, and I'm sorry to hear about these 10 people that were killed by this idiot. But again, then the first thing they want to say is, well, he didn't have any psychological issues. Of course he did. That's the problem with our government and having their secret programs. Okay, I don't care about your training now. Did I ask you for trending? Sorry, I get tired of that advertisement junk. I don't want your trending stuff. That's not what I want to see. I'll let you know what I want to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Anytime the government engages in commercial business, it abandons its sovereign capacity. Do you understand what that means? Of course you don't, because nobody talks about that. Anytime the government engages or enters into commercial business, we're going to put enters into commercial business. We're looking for you to see where it says it abandons something. You know, like you abandoned your children last year. Okay, exactly. Understand, if you abandon your children, there is a penalty. They want to come after you and lock your anus up, right? Well, it's the same thing with government. When government abandons its sovereignty, see, this should be, let's see, let's do this. We have to put our quotes.
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do.
Sorry. It's just the song, okay? Hold on. You know what? Let me put you guys on pause for a quick. Okay, literally quite. We're going to go to about 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I said 12, but that won't give me enough time to explain this to you. And sorry, I should have just did this. I sent this to a couple of people, and I can only tell you this. If you pay attention to me, then you might learn something.
We learn something all the time from you. What do you mean if we pay attention? We always pay attention to you.
Shut up.
Why you got to tell me to shut up?
Ladies and gentlemen, Summerlot versus Cherokee Nation. Okay, this is the name of the case. These are direct quotes from the actual case. So this is not my words. None of it have I added or changed anything. I want you all, hey, Keith, shut up. Sorry, he wasn't listening to nobody. The song is called Nobody. He wasn't listening to nobody. You get it? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to what the court said. Courts held that corporations was distinct from the United States and did not share its immunity. See, Panama Railroad Company versus Quran. Okay, also see United States Planters, Bank of United States versus Planters Peanut Company. No, Planters Bank of Georgia. Okay. When the United States enters into commercial business, it abandons. It says it don't want its sovereignty. It don't want to claim sovereignty. What it means, it's no longer government. If it doesn't have sovereignty, if it abandons its sovereignty, it abandons its right to represent the government. And is to be treated like any other corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, the courts have already known that the United States is a corporation. That's why it says it abandons its sovereignty and is to be treated as any other corporation. So it's saying the United States is a corporation, so you don't have to use no United States Code Title 28, Section 3002 at 15. The courts can identify no reason to depart from this principle. This is a principle of law. This was what year? 1920, 1916, 1824. This has nothing to do with the Clearfield Doctrine. The Clearfield Doctrine, ladies and gentlemen, came as a result of the principle. It's a principle at law, a maxim. Take the federal government. When the federal government chooses to act through a state incorporated entity, and anytime you have a state court, a federal court, a so-called tax court, bankruptcy court, those courts are all registered with the state. When the federal government chooses to act through a state incorporated entity, every corporation is a state incorporated entity because they're all registered with the Secretary of State, including the United States. United States is registered with Delaware. Anyway, the courts hold these corporations to be just what they appear to be and subject to suit. Why? Because they abandon their sovereign capacity under the terms specified by state law. So if, as here, the state in question conditions the privilege of creating a corporate entity under its laws on an agreement that the new entity will be amendable to suit, that condition, and all state corporations are amendable to suit. You have to sue them as a corporation. Been telling all this for years. Must be respected even when the incorporator is the federal government. One sovereign, after all, cannot usually rewrite the laws of another. So the federal government cannot rewrite the laws of the state when they're registered with the state. Hello. If the federal sovereign government thus chooses as its agent a state corporation registered with the state, which can be sued, it cannot by
SB
Dexit, deprive one injured by such agent the right to sue. When the United States enters into commercial business under the laws of New York, it is to be treated like any other corporation. This is every. Oh, and by the way, this is the Fifth Circuit. New York is not the Fifth Circuit. New York is the Second Circuit. I know that because we're placing an appeal in the Second Circuit. So please understand, in this case alone, in these 3 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs, it says whenever the United States enters into commercial business, it's to be treated as any other corporation. 3 times. Okay? So we're at 15 minutes. It's going to take about another 60 seconds to explain this, ladies and gentlemen. This is your argument in every court case, whether you're dealing with a traffic ticket. Challenge their jurisdiction because they engage in commercial business. Let them know that they are trading or engaging with the market, whether it's through treasury bonds or any other bonds, that they're violating the law of sovereignty, that they cannot represent the sovereign government. They need to prove that they're not engaged in commercial business activities, which they can't. And this long-standing common law rule has now been deliberately codified in the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act. Why? Because the sovereign doesn't have any ability to do anything once he abandons his sovereignty. It does not exercise its sovereignty as such. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're getting this because I can't keep talking about it because it's a waste of my time. So go back and watch the other video and see what it's talking about. Thank all of you. The updates from SATCOMM are coming soon. We said 60 seconds. 60 seconds is up.